343 Studios is not to blame for Halo Infinite's lack of success. I know that sounds kind of redundant considering that they are the developers and everyone will be like, wait a minute, they made the game. What the hell? Well, much like everybody else, when the news broke about the new roadmap and how we get Season 3 in March, I was heartbroken. And sure enough, I, like everybody else, knee-jerked reacted and sat there and made comments like 343 should be fired, or in my case specifically, I said they should be moved to a support studio with id Software taking the lead. That was what I was saying. But regardless, one way or another, a lot of people reacted immediately and said that we need to basically replace 343. I felt that way until I watched Rich from Review Tech video on Microsoft Studios. Multiple of them have their games in development hell. The link for this video is in the description. You can go watch it there. But he has multiple reports over the past year or so of developers claiming that games like Fable, Avowed, State of Decay 3, and so on are in development hell. They all have different sources, but the one common theme is that Microsoft Studios is the publisher, and that in some cases they have flat out said that Microsoft's management is the problem. So when I hear about multiple studios under Microsoft Studios having problems, and then I go back to Halo Infinite, I sit there and think to myself, well, how is it 343 then? How is it 343's fault when multiple studios under the same umbrella are having problems? And some have complained that it's the person holding the umbrella that's the problem. So when I look at 343 and I look at Halo Infinite, like, I love the gameplay of Halo Infinite. I think it plays really well. I just think there's a lack of content and there's a lack of progression. But the live service aspect of this game has been very, very disappointing. But I look at it as, after seeing that video, this has to deal with upper management in Microsoft's end above 343. We heard the rumors that they were using contract workers at 343, where every contract worker, I believe, was replaced like every 18 months. Because something to do with benefits and a package that you can only legally keep them as a contract worker for 18 months. And once you go past it, you then have to make them a full-time employee and give them the benefits. So Microsoft allegedly wanted to cheap out. Obviously, when you're replacing employees every 18 months, it's going to destroy the development of your game. Because that new hire that comes in needs a month or so to adjust to what's going on. And they get that month, they adjust, they start to work, and then shortly after they're replaced. Like, it doesn't make sense. And to me, we blame 343. I think that is wrong. I don't think 343 is the problem. I think it's the management under Microsoft Studios. The people who are in between Phil Spencer and the studio. That group of people that Phil Spencer entrusts, are failing at their jobs. And this is where Phil Spencer needs to step up and sit there and say, you know what? How can we have multiple studios all having problems, and yet our competitors, both Nintendo and Sony, they manage to get by, and we don't hear a lot of reports. Yes, there are some, there always is, but not to this degree. And to me, it's not 343 anymore. We need to give 343 some slack. I know it's going to be incredibly hard to say that, especially with how MCC came out, how Halo 5 came out, how Halo 4 ended up, and now we have Infinite in the current state that it's in. Yes. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like 343 and those earlier games didn't work for Microsoft. They worked for Microsoft the entire time. And if I'm hearing all these studios are having problems, then guess what? Every game is going to be affected, and it's not specific to one developer anymore. It's the leadership group in Microsoft. So in my opinion, the leadership group in Microsoft, Phil Spencer, you got to assess the people you got in charge and figure something out. Because the way things are right now, if your flagship Halo Infinite is going to fall, what do you think acquiring Activision Blizzard is going to do? The quality of games like Call of Duty will go down. The quality of every other game is going to go down because your leadership is the problem, not the developers themselves. So they need to do an assessment. We as a community, as Halo fans, we need to stop blaming 343 entirely when the publisher, the head honchos, are causing the problem. This is Veteran Gamer, and I hope to see you guys next time.